All right, welcome back to Radio Respawn. The sun has set on another day here on this late night AM radio show. The sun has set on humanity. December 21st, 2012, according to ancient Mayans, this is it. At some point today, we are fucked. Glad you're tuning in for this final day episode of Radio Respawn. Yeah.
End of the world today.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah?
There's a chance we're already fucked. I mean, aliens could be watching this transmission in the future, and that could be the only surviving...
Absolutely.
We could be dead right now, and we don't know it.
If the sun winked out, we wouldn't know it for 9 minutes.
That's the Heisenberg uncertainty principle.
Yeah, it could have...
What if we're all Bruce Willis and we've been dead the whole time? That would be fucked up.
Spoiler?
Sorry, if you haven't seen The Sixth Sense by now, spoilers.
Spoilers. Spoiling sixth, you bastard.
I know.
Yeah, so I think we're all done. As of this evening, we're all going to be gone. Where are my manners, however? You guys go ahead and introduce yourself. We'll start down here. Introduce yourself to the listeners.
I am Mondo, producer Respawn, seat filler for radio.
I'm Chris Lockey, former producer of Headshot. I'm actually moving into some new stuff after the new year.
Oh, cool.
Exciting.
Cool, and I'm APL and producer and co-host on Team Respawn.
All right, you guys rock. Thanks for being on here. Before we start, let's take care of some house cleaning here. There's been several events that have gone down. Let's kick off a little comment response time. First off, I believe in our weekly update, I think you got a lot of heat for being short.
Yeah, weekly update. Well, I've been getting heat for being short for a while, and I want to make it clear to everyone that while I'm not the tallest person on the block, I am 5'10". Sark is 6'4".
That's right.
So Sark is the freak in this case.
Notice everyone on Respawn always is called a midget.
True.
That's because I'm tall, they're not
tall.
short.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Cool.
So it's fine. No, it's just it's not an extra grind. It's just an observation.
Myth busted.
5'10".
Clear in the air. Yeah.
What's next?
There we go.
The wiring on our PCs. Okay. A lot of you criticized our build and some of the wiring.
Yeah.
We didn't actually build this. No, go ahead.
No, go for it.
We didn't actually build these. We have an IT department here that did a wonderful job.
They did a good job.
Us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Obviously, these are not our personal builds, so there are elements of this that that we may have done differently.
There was a list that was let's put it this way. There was a list that was submitted to IT, and this is a company like any other company, and sometimes. I wouldn't say corners are cut, but things are like, okay, well, do we really need that? Oh, it would be nice, but we don't really need it. And that's what happened. The computers run, I mean, man, we've been running everything pretty much maxed out in 1080p, and while capping, I'm still getting 160, 170 frames in games, 200.
We're still considering dropping in a second 680, second graphics card, thus the 1,000-watt power supply. It's a little overkill, definitely, for what we have now, but there's going to be a lot more stuff going in there. So, and
it was simply a matter of it's a company thing. It's IT wants to be handling this.
Those are work computers. Yeah.
Those are work computers. So
There's a lot
we didn't
of
get to
flatliners
actually
here in the office that will soundly fuck up tech.
Yeah,
so
I totally get it. So we didn't actually construct them.
So when you look at that and you're like, oh, right.
The wire.
Why is the wiring
catastrophic? Where's the zip ties?
You kissed your mother with that wiring.
All right, and then finally, and this sort of this is the big one.
Yeah,
I'm sure some of you guys heard. There was some scaling back here at Machinima, which resulted in a handful of people not being employed here anymore. Yeah. We can't go into too much detail on this because we don't have a lot of detail, to be honest.
No, there was a nice little article in the LA Times, though. I think we can,
Kotaku put a post
Joystick had an article about it, too.
It got picked up,
What we can say is, at least for what we were told, it was obviously not firings.
No.
And we were told that they're not even layoffs. It's being called restructuring. So it ends up not being a matter of like Machinima being in trouble. It just was one of those things that companies do.
It happens.
I should also mention that we, as part of our holiday, we're taping a whole bunch of holiday shit for air over because we're not in the office for a good week and a half, spanning from today until just after the new year. So we've been pre-taping. There's a couple things we're going to just put up on the fly, but next week's radio, it's worth mentioning that Riggs and Scott McDonald are on there, and they were two of the fallen during the machinima restructuring time. So much love to those dudes. They fucking
definitely
rocked. But that show was pre-taped, so that's
bear in
why,
mind.
Yeah.
that's why they are there. I firmly believe, though, I'll just say this: I firmly believe that the people that have that were let go are going to. I'm going to say 6 months. They're going to be even better off, even though it seems super grim right now.
Yeah.
These are all like super talented
super talented
folks.
people.
Yeah,
They're gonna find jobs
Move on to bigger and
very
better
easily.
things. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And like
Yeah.
you said, there were there's no ill fate for anyone. There's no bad blood necessarily. I mean, I'm sure
No.
people are a little burnt about it, but everybody is trying to keep the relationships really strong moving forward. I mean,
Yeah.
we'll probably see some of those guys again in some capacity around here. You
Especially
know,
freelance and all
even
that.
if it's
Yeah,
not full time.
absolutely.
But
So anyway, that's what that was all about. I wish I had more details for you, but I don't. That's like above my pay grade. So, all right, moving on to one of our favorite topics here on radio: movies. Big movie news. Big current movie news is The Hobbit. I would say.
it's big. It's
Pretty big.
It broke some
Who'd you guys?
December
Who
records.
saw it? APL? No.
I'm the only one who hasn't.
Yeah, I
but
saw it.
you guys all have, right?
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I got to see it early.
I read the book
as a
many
matter of
times
fact. I
younger,
saw it early before all you
Advanced
guys.
screening.
Oh shit.
Talk
Yeah.
to PJ.
Here we go. Here,
Matt
Lockie.
Self,
You
Peter
know what,
Jackson.
Lockie? Just get it out.
That's right.
Get,
you know.
get out your fact
Well,
about
sometimes when the
your
guild
screening.
comes by
Here we go.
and taps you on the shoulder to see the
Oh
Hobbit
my
a week and a
God.
half early with Sir Peter Jackson and Philip
here we go.
Avoyance.
Oh
Was he
God!
sitting right
Did you
next
just
to you?
say
Oh no,
Peter Jackson?
Oh, you have no idea. It gets better. Wait,
Hey,
and what
well,
happened,
no.
Lockie?
There's more.
Well, it was a good little screening, you know.
Here we go.
Everybody was excited to be there. It was the 48 frames per second high frame rate
3D.
in 3D. Q&A afterwards. Good time. An unexpected journey, to be sure.
Yeah.
Oh
All right,
my
so
God! You did not just. God, Lockie, I love you so
you're
much.
like a poet.
I love you.
You're a poet.
He is.
All right, so let's talk Hobbit real quick. Did you like it?
I liked it. I mean, obviously, there's expectations coming out of the Lord of the Rings trilogy. That's like a classic trilogy now. It's very revered. So there's a lot of high expectations going into this. And Peter Jackson has the challenge of not only following up the movie trilogy, but also doing a proper adaptation of the book. And that's a tough balance to do.
Yeah.
Overall, I think he mostly pulled it off. There were some pacing issues, some little issues I had, but overall, I walked away happy.
All right, Lockie, you have to keep this under 2 minutes, okay?
I don't know. If it's,
I'm afraid to even ask this, but
Oh boy.
Here we go.
did you?
The short
Did
of it
you
is I
like
liked
it?
the movie. I liked the movie. However, there's plenty to talk about. We need to separate the conversation of the technical aspects of the 48 frames per second from the adaptation of the film.
Okay.
Okay. I'm glad somebody took a step in terms of technical innovation to try to present something new, try to move it forward. Was video the right choice for such a magical tale? I don't know. There's something about the silver halide that really just brings out that old-timey goodness, you know? Now,
Let me translate. He's talking about film versus at 24
translate.
frames a second versus the 48 frames per second, which makes this seem very video-like or soap opera-ish.
Right.
yeah, and it
All right, go ahead.
Yeah. So, but
you.
when we're talking about story, let's talk about story.
Yep.
We have The Lord of the Rings to hold this up to, right? That is a trilogy based on 3 books.
Yep.
The Hobbit has become a trilogy based on 1 book. So here we have a lot of extrapolation going on. We got a whole lot of extra tidbits that Jackson and the crew are bringing in from related materials and lore. Some of it's a little brand new. Most of it's pretty true to the story, even when it is out of place. And some of those beats were off, but like at the end of the night,
Yeah.
after I got home, and I was just jacked up because I'd just seen something historic, whether or not it was
Did you see
With
with Sir
Sir
Peter
Peter
Jackson?
Jackson?
with
like
Pete
in the-
himself.
Philip
Yeah.
Boyens.
Jeez.
And
That's
and
awesome.
Ms. Boyens was there as
Yes.
well, but
That means he's a knight.
it is in New Zealand. But
saw Hobbit with
at
a
the end
real
of the
knight.
night, though, speaking of night, at the end of the night,
Nice.
I
Good
found
segue.
myself just wanting to watch it again and pick up all the little details. And in short, I think instead of it feeling like one of 3 movies, the first part of a trilogy. Unfortunately, it feels like a third of a 10-hour movie, and you're either on board for that or you're not.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yep. My turn.
Yeah, I didn't see it. Though I will say, the only thing I'll say is I was talking to my friend the other day on Skype. We were on a Skype call with a bunch of people, and he goes, and all my friends who had seen the movie start talking about The Hobbit, and he, no joke, goes, guys, no spoilers, please. No spoilers about The Hobbit. I'm like, dude, the book's been out for, was it like 60 years now?
Well, you already spoiled The Sixth Sense, so I mean...
No, but I'm just like, that's out of line, right? You can't be saying to people,
spoilers.
no spoilers.
What's the cutoff limit on spoilers? Like when, is it just a year?
Hexadecimal.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Okay.
I'll tell you what. Bilbo does live at the end. I don't know. If,
Is it our fault that your friend didn't read the book?
Right.
I don't think so.
No, exactly. Yeah, it's totally. It's like, no, it's not. It's not.
I can't be held responsible for
Snape
your
kills
illiteracy.
Dumbledore. I mean,
we
at
all
the
know
end
what
of it.
happens. I mean, it's all referenced in the movies everybody's already seen.
It's fair game.
I will say though, The Hobbit is my least favorite book out of that whole ordeal.
Don't say anything you can't take back, Fisher.
No, I'm
be
just saying overall. I know there's a lot of
permanent marker on the internet.
Hey, that's it.
I liked it. My very brief thoughts were: I saw it in today. I saw it in 2 days.
In Australia,
because 3 day has shit on my parade too many times. But I am going to see it in the super fast mode. Because I just want to. I like movies. I want to weigh in on this. It's a big deal.
It's worth checking out that way.
It's historical.
I wanna
It's
see
the
what it
first
looks
time
like.
a movie's ever been shown like this. You might as well just buy the ticket for that.
Yep, I'm going to. I'll probably see the movie a couple more times. I'm a huge Hobbit fan, by the way.
How many times did you read the book?
Many,
I don't think
many
people know
times.
how big of a Hobbit fan
Yeah,
I
you
did.
are.
I
were
think
talking
I
about
did
this earlier.
12. I read it 12 in 5th grade, 12 times in 1 year.
It is my favorite. I mean, when I think about my life and the book that's made the most impact on it from an early age, if I take one
Definitely
fish,
The Hobbit
two
for
fish,
me.
red fish, blue fish off of that list, then I think The Hobbit really
2.
definitely gets up there.
All right.
I like how you just tried to jump right here. You're like, yeah, definitely The Hobbit.
Yeah.
He's like red fish,
yeah,
blue
Take
fish.
Hop on
Straight
Pop
from
off of
Magic.
the list.
Competing?
But there was something that Jackson said in that Q&A.
Here we go.
To you.
Here it comes.
Well,
Did you ask him directly?
I asked him.
That's cool. I'll
question.
share my thoughts in a little bit, Lockie.
I thought you were wrapping it up. You were doing your archetypal segue.
No.
You know you were.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
All right.
I
Well,
wanna
there's
hear it. I
something
wanna
you
hear it.
want to hear this.
did he
There's
say?
a line in the movie that that Gandalf says, "Any good story deserves embellishment." And that really struck, a chord. And I had to ask him what was up with that line, guys. It kind of seemed like a MO for the whole picture.
Yeah.
They said Ian McKellen ad-libbed that shit.
Sir Peter Jackson said that Sir Ian
Sir
McKellen.
Ian McKellen, not Sir Ian Holmes, Sir Ian McKellen.
Yeah. Dude, that's
He came
nights
up
on
with that.
nights on nights,
Dude.
man.
Did you just go home and just masturbate furiously all over your furniture?
Why do you
after
think
this?
I was
Like a
up all
gauntlet.
Oh my god!
A plate armor gauntlet. Like, doink, 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 doink. Yeah, my
would've.
thoughts
That's epic.
in short were I liked it, but it just doesn't feel like The Hobbit, man. It feels too cartoony. I know The Hobbit is more childlike, but like that scene in the Goblin, Warren was just a little too Looney Tunes for me. The fighting and the action in Lord of the Rings was so hard edged, and in this, I feel like they approached the childlike nature of The Hobbit in a way that maybe I wouldn't have. I also don't feel like Bilbo's like the center of the story like he should have been. And I understand some of the decisions. I do understand why they start with like an action sequence and all that, but in the end, I liked it. I really liked it, but it doesn't quite pack the same punch that trimming one of the Lord of the Rings volumes down into a movie. It doesn't quite pack that same punch as they try and expand this into a larger sort of
It says
thing.
blue ball feeling really at the end.
Yeah. Definitely go see it. And let us know. Let us know what you think. I'm curious to see what the comments are.
I'll go with you when you go see the 48 frames
the
per second.
Super 3D mode.
3D.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Mrs. Sark wants to see it as well. We'll take a.
No, she's not going. We're going
chick.
together.
Did you know 3D doesn't work on chicks?
Really?
Yeah, they're too dumb to see.
Yeah.
They're too dumb to see in the third dimension.
I didn't know that.
That explains everything.
Yeah.
The more
Wow.
you know.
And on that bit of misogyny, we're wrapping this up. That's how we close out the world on Radio Respawn with a little male chauvinism. Wow! Thanks for listening, you guys. And I mean that literally, you guys. If you're a chick listening to this, then I don't know how you got here. Bow!